Oh, this is the best game I've ever played. NASCAR Fast Car, and you are looking at the fast car. Fastest car. Oh! Whoa! I can't be stopped. Tokyo Drift! Ring! I can't be stopped. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm driving so fast. Eat my dust, baby. And he's in there, he getting it, digging like that, like Dale Jr. Oh, yeah. I'm driving just like me daddy do. So fucking fast. And here we come. Oh, my God, the final turn. No! Right into the fucking wall. No! Oh, no. Who did it? Who put me into the wall? No. Fornicator. This is an ultimate betrayal. A betrayal of new levels. How could you have done this to me? Why are you even in this game, Fornicator? Are you following me? It's like the game is real. Welcome everyone back. It is your boy Kev, the 3DM, coming at you with another campaign to review for Everything Is D&D. And I was just thinking, we've had a pretty good ride so far. We had a couple really good movies. We came in with Stay Tuned, and then we had Tammy and the T-Rex. And now imagine if we took all of that fun, all that high energy and greatness, and reviewed a campaign with none of that. And now imagine if it had Ralphie from the Christmas Story and also Seth Green in it, and then also imagine if the movie sucked ass. So today's campaign of choice is the 1993 or 4 movie Arcade. Arcade is a 1993 B-movie science fiction horror film by director Albert Pyun. Pyun. I don't know if that's how you say his last name. P-Y-U-N. Pyun. I like Pyun. Written by David S. Goyer, the writer of the Dark Knight trilogy, and trust me, he does not disappoint. He absolutely disappoints. It sucks ass. The production company was Full Moon Entertainment. So there we go. That is the campaign for this week. Strap in. Try not to fall asleep. It's a rough one. And our party for this wonderful campaign, they are a group of teens that are trapped in an arcade game so cursed, they'll be wishing they were trapped in the Tomb of Horrors. Will they survive the deadly dungeons of this campaign? The pixelated horrors, the crazy high scores? Or will this campaign go spectacularly off the rails? Or will they mostly just skateboard down a corridor in the game? I'll let you try to guess that one. So grab your dice, check your hit points, and pray to Pelor, because you're about to embark on a cinematic adventure where every joystick is a sword, every power-up is a spell, and every bad decision is a critical failure. So welcome to Everything Is D&D Arcade Edition. And the 3DM is going left. All right. And also, I mentioned it earlier, but Ralphie from A Christmas Story's in it, so that's pretty awesome. Hell yeah. So our DM for this wonderful campaign is a director named Albert Pyun. And looking over his IMDb page, he's got lots of movies he's directed, and the common range for these ratings on IMDb seem to be between 3 and 4 out of 10. So that is what we are dealing with today. With all 53 films he's directed, the average score is 4.4 out of 10, and Arcade is sitting at a 4.5. So we are just slightly above average for this movie. Hell yeah, let's go. I did see, though, because I was curious what his lowest rated movie is, and that would be Urban Menace from 1999, starring Snoop Dogg, with an IMDb rating of 1.9. So holy shit. 1.9, what are we talking about, my wiener? So yes, Arcade, 4.5, barely above average. It is weird because, like we mentioned, the writer David Goyer, he's written a lot of good stuff. I don't know how he missed the mark so badly on this one, but like, he's written the Dark Knight trilogy. He's also written Blade Trinity. Fuck. So let's roll initiative and jump into arcade. So we start off with the longest and most boring opening credits of all time. It's just name after name. Nothing interesting is happening in the background. We also get music that is not very fun to listen to either. And no joke, the first credit rolls in 24 seconds into this movie, and then they continue, and we don't stop until 2 minutes and 45 seconds into this movie. So that's a little over 2 minutes of just seeing name after name, and that's how the movie starts. And it might be the best part of the movie. So finally, we start off and we are introduced to the first party member of this campaign, and the tragic backstory kicks in immediately, so hell yeah, I like that. Alex is her name, and as a teenager, she had witnessed the aftermath of her mother's suicide. So holy shit, already, tragic, very sad. And her school counselor's worried about it. She's like, hey, your grades suck. I'm worried you're not going to get into college. Your mom, what happened with her, that was very sad and tragic, but now your dad is also kind of a nutcase. Yeah, that's how they describe him. They describe her. She's like, yeah, my father's a basket case. He hasn't really gotten over my mother's suicide. And I think they said it was like a year ago. So who's like, yeah, life's great. I got over my wife's suicide a year ago. Things are great. So, I mean, give him time, dude. Come on. So we got a classic tragic backstory here. And before we learn anything else of the movie, we get introduced to the rest of the party. We see young Seth Green over here. And we also got Ralphie from A Christmas Story. And I'll just be honest, I will be referring to them as Seth Green and Ralphie this whole movie. I don't even remember their real names. I think Seth Green's called Stilts, maybe. I think that's his name. So just Seth Green and Ralphie. And I don't get this part. Maybe there's more to it, but Alex and her boyfriend Greg, they pose and they get this picture taken with this older Polaroid camera, and the picture comes out and they look at it, and it just looks like, I don't even know what it looks like. It looks like two deli meats or yarn. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's supposed to be a shitty photo. I don't know if it's supposed to be warped, or if it's supposed to depict things aren't as they appear or something, or if it's just supposed to be a shitty picture. I don't know, but we get this really shitty photograph. Okay, I guess. So the party learns that there's a new arcade game going in at the local arcade known as Dante's Inferno. So hell yeah, that's pretty cool. The arcade game is called Arcade. Just straight up arcade. I like that. That's like a DM who's just tired of naming shit. He's like, yeah, welcome to the dungeon. What's it called? Dungeon. Just, who cares? It's the dungeon. So we get arcade, hell yeah. It's supposed to have top-notch graphics. It's supposed to be awesome and amazing. So the party is like, oh yeah, we gotta check that out. Side quest turned main quest, and I love it. So hell yeah, we are on the trails of an adventure. And this is Dante's Inferno, an arcade that straight up looks like the Foot Clan's hideout from Ninja Turtles. So hell yeah, I like that. This fat Jamie Madrox looking dude is kind of funny. He's hitting Seth Green immediately with an intimidation roll.
If you weren't such a dick, you'd see how cool this place really is.
Give me a break, man. They got fucking space invaders in here. That shit's for retards.
And after almost beating Seth Green to a pulp, this guy, he starts talking shit to the owner, and then the game all of a sudden challenges him. So hell yeah, that's pretty awesome. We just hear from down the hallway this game talking shit to him.
Who gives a fuck about arcade anyway?
Try saying that to my face.
And I will say, I know this guy is like a bully and like a loser, but he's the most interesting guy in this entire movie. I wish he was in the movie more. This is all we get.
Now that I'm standing here, I'm noticing you're an ugly little fuck, and you're making me sick.
Stilts, cut it out, man. It'll kick your ass.
He really is the funniest, best character. This guy kind of rules, though. He kind of talks like Chris Hansen, so that's kind of fun.
This is arcade. We think it's going to be a big seller.
And why don't you have a seat?
I got something to show you in the other room. It'll blow a hole in your shorts.
So, what brings you to the arcade tonight?
You're the market share that we're all tearing each other apart to get at.
I know he's just talking to a group of kids, but he talks to them like Chris Hansen on To Catch a Predator. You said you were here to have fun.
So how about you? You want to give it a try?
Oh, no. It wouldn't be much of a challenge.
What did you mean by that? It's so fucking good. I love it.
It learns. It adapts.
So Ralphie steps up. He's supposed to be the best gamer of the group, and he's like, and he's putting the gloves on. He's like, what makes this game so special? I heard it had issues. I heard it had design issues. He fucking already knows shit about it.
You'll actually think that you're in the game.
It's impossible.
You You think so? Why don't you give it a go?
Show him what's up, Nick.
The Chris Hansen dude is like,
When we said reality will never be the same, we weren't kidding.
this game adapts, it learns. Each time you play it, it's different.
Yeah, well, that's in case things get a little intense. It's kind of like an eject button. Things can get a little squirrely, you know.
You got any more questions, you fucking losers? And then he says it is so real, you'll feel like you're actually in the game. And Ralphie's like, oh, it's impossible. It's impossible. So all right, I'm adventure hooked, and I am ready to see how the rest of this adventure plays out. And then we get this kind of corny back and forth right here.
Oh, yeah? You're good, huh?
The best. So what's the scenario?
And he's like, oh yeah, you're good, huh? Like, I just like the back and forth. I think it's funny. Of course, Ralphie replies, the best. Okay, dude. I wish the guy would be like, oh, so good. Can you skateboard down a corridor? And you're probably wondering why. Well, you're about to find out. So this CEO guy, his name is Difford. He informs them that the game is made up of 7 levels of the arcade universe.
There's 7 levels. Each one is a different layer of the arcade universe.
The concept is you enter the video world itself, the virtual world, and then you make your way through the arcade's brain and soul. Okay. And then Ralphie, if only his insight wasn't so low, if only he had the wisdom.
Let me ask you something. If I die, is it a virtual death or a real one?
He makes this joke.
Do I go to a virtual heaven? And do my parents collect virtual insurance benefits?
And then Difford, he sets him up to play. He puts a coin back in. He's like, hey, this one's on me. Okay, what if he's like, oh, you guys don't have money? Then get the fuck out of here. But yeah, he says, I'm a nice guy. This game's on me. Puts a coin in and sets Ralphie up to play. And then we get some sweet CGI graphics, so that's fun. And also, I read about this. I don't know how true it is. It is all over online about, like, the CGI stuff. Apparently, the movie's original CGI included futuristic bikes really similar to the light cycles from Disney's Tron. Full Moon, the production company, reportedly scrapped the early CGI and redid it after Disney's threatened legal action over similarities. At least that's what the Wikipedia article and some fan retrospectives say. However, and this is important, there is no actual public record stating any of this that I could find, so I don't know if this lawsuit is a real thing or if it's just a rumor or what. But yeah, that's up there. If you look up on like the Wikipedia and message boards, you'll see stuff about this lawsuit. Anyways, back to the campaign. And fuck yes, straight up, we get entered into the first dungeon right here. We get level 1 of the Corridors of Doom, which is just sounding like the Tomb of Horrors. They might as well just called it, hey, skateboard down the hallway, there's a bright Pac-Man light that eats you. That's pretty much what it should have been called.
There's no escape.
So Nick, which is Ralphie, he just has to skateboard down the corridor. He has a time limit or whatever. And if he takes too long, then he dies in the game. However, he has a eject button on the controller. So they're like, if you can't go on, if you get too scared, hit the eject button. It'll kick you out of the game. And then he also says, watch out for the screamer, which is just, unfortunately, that yellow light. It's not anything cool. When I picture the screamer, there's so many things going in my head that are way cooler than a bright light. But yeah, watch out for the screamer. This looks nothing like he's on a skateboard. It doesn't look like he's on a skateboard at all. This is dumb. This is dumb. And my man, he is shaking hard right here, which is not good because he's supposed to be the best gamer of the group, and he's just sweating his ass off, shaking, and then he gets kicked out of the game. This guy's supposed to be the expert gamer. How is he sweating like... He's sweating like an exorcism is being done to him right here. Why is he sweating so much? Why is he so nervous? And why is he shaking? All he's doing is riding his skateboard down the hallway.
So you had a good time. Let's see if you're tougher than your friend here.
And then much like the cursed artifact from Stay Tuned, Difford here, he's like, hey, guess what, kids? Come with me. Come with me because I have free play-at-home editions of Arcade. You can take these home. They're free. Just play them, try them out, fill out this little card, and let us know what you think.
Kids, why don't you come out with me in the other room? I got an offer that you're not going to be able to refuse.
You said you were here to have fun. What did you mean by that?
I got a bunch of arcades. home versions. And they're free.
Very reminiscent of Ivan Ooze in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, handing out all that purple ooze. So 0 insight checks, 0 wisdom saves, no one questions anything. They're just like, hey, 100% free gifts, let's take them, free gifts, I'm on board, free gifts.
As long as you fill out these marketing questionnaires and bring them back.
And then bam, first trap of the campaign. Alex goes to find her boyfriend Greg. She's like, hey Greg, where you at? We're leaving. And then she sees that he is missing. He got sucked into the arcade, but she doesn't know that yet. All she sees left behind is that shitty picture that he took of them at the beginning of the movie. Hopefully she picked that up and saw that shitty picture and put it back down and left. But no, she brings it with her. So hell yes, the adventure finally begins. They're all getting ready to leave and Alex is like, hey, I can't find my loser boyfriend. I don't know where he is. I only got this shitty picture he took earlier. And everyone's like, he probably just left already, which makes no sense. And they're all like, well, we gotta go anyways though. So, and then she just goes home. They all go home. They ditch him. They don't even look for him. And hell yeah. So there we go.
And he said you were gonna have dinner, so just go home and wait.
Nick, why would he leave without telling me?
Maybe he's up to a surprise or something. I don't know, Alex. I have to go.
And then Alex, she heads home. She sees her dad kind of like passed out on the couch. And then she goes upstairs to hook up arcade. And she opens the shoebox with arcade in it and plugs it in and puts on this sweet goofy ass headset. So hell yeah, I like that. And then right away, Arcade just starts mocking Alex. He's like, hey, your loser boyfriend Greg, he can't ride the skateboard. He didn't know how to go down the corridor on the skateboard. He's in the game now. He's stuck in the game.
Where's Greg?
In here, he lost the game, and I won his soul.
He sucks. He can't ride a skateboard. He's in the game. G-R-E-G, Greg. He's in the game. And then after this yellow Pac-Man light thing gets her in the game, she quickly hits the eject button to escape. Eject! But Arcade starts taunting her again. Greg is counting on you. Taunting her.
Greg's counting on you. Oh, giving up so soon, Alex.
But she can't unplug it. She's like, I gotta unplug the game. I can't unplug it. Greg's in there. I'm gonna pull the plug on Greg. And then finally she unplugs it. And Arcade, you are one devious BBEG. You're a BBEG. You're picking on GREG. Greg. So Alex, she comes over to Nick's and he's playing the game. He's deep into it and she's like trying to get him to turn it off. So she tries to hit the eject button and instead it just kind of sends him into like this screensaver mode.
I think it's a fractal, but it's beating like a heart. Like, it's alive somehow.
And then Nick describes whatever this thing is that he's seeing. He's like, oh, it's like a fractal or a DNA molecule.
I mean, look at it. It's like a DNA molecule or something.
And he must have rolled really low on his perception because it doesn't look like any of those things. He might as well just said anything at all. It looks like a football. It looks like a fruit roll-up. It sort of looks like Bam Margera. Because all of those would have been just as correct as what he said. And then after convincing Nick to turn off the game, she tells him that she's worried about Greg and that she believes that not only is the game alive, but she thinks that Greg is in fact stuck inside the game. Alex fails her persuasion check and Ralphie, he doesn't believe her. He's like, nah, I think you're just imagining things. They try to call their friends, but all the friends they call, the phone lines are busy. So they can't get a hold of any of them. All the phone lines are busy. And they're like, well, they're probably just talking to each other. It's like fucking 1 a.m. on a school night, and everyone they call, like, they're just on the phone with somebody.
He's busy too.
All of them?
Sorry, Ralphie, but things are not adding up, dog. At least things are normal at school the next day.
Say, hey man, how did your date go last night?
Oh, dude, well, okay. I took that girl Laura out.
Laura, yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah, the one with the big,
Yeah, and I grabbed him and squeezed him.
Oh, you grabbed him and you went, whoop?
No, she punched me in the
Did you
head.
put your face in him? Like,
Everyone is gone. School is missing a ton of people. They don't know where anyone is. And all the phone lines are busy. Everyone that's missing, they try to call their house. The phone lines are busy. I don't know why. I don't know, that never gets brought up. Why? I don't know if this game hooks up to the phone line. They never mention that. But yeah, I don't know why the phone lines are all busy. And now our party is a party of 3. We got the girl, we got Ralphie, and we got Seth Green.
I just want to ask you one more thing. Is it like, supernatural evil that you're fighting, or is it like space aliens, like pod people?
And now a party of 2, because they instantly tell Seth Green, hey, we're going, you stay here. Don't turn on the TV, don't play the game, don't come with us. Just fucking go do your own thing, dude. Go buy some NFTs. So they go to check on their friend Lori, and without a rogue in the party, they gotta do things the old-fashioned way. And this part is actually kind of creepy. I did actually like this part. Their friend Lori seems to have just been completely losing her mind playing this game. And then Lori kind of like pushes them off and not really attacks them, but kind of threatens them in a weird way. I like this scene. I think it was kind of creepy. I think it was pretty fun. And then finally, we get proof that Greg is in fact stuck in the game.
Alex, don't leave me here.
And we learn that Arcade now, he somehow is able to mess with the real world, I guess. I don't know. All he really does is blow like this wind out of the TV. But yeah, he says like, you got to play by my rules or I'm going to come into your world and there's going to be higher wind. So alert the weatherman. No, I don't know what the rules are. I don't know, but he says that. And this is just like classic DMs making shit up on the fly where it's like, oh, my creature can do this. Well, no, he can't. Yeah, he can. He can open his mouth and fucking bees come out. Bees.
Now let's go.
And with quick thinking, Ralphie, he attacks the television set and stopping Arcade. Hero point to Ralphie. Or did he stop Arcade? Window broken. TV destroyed. Lori dead. She might be dead. Yeah, Lori might be dead. I don't know. And then Ralphie goes from like the good more to like neutral evil because they're like, we got to get out of here. And Alex is like, we can't. Lori's fucking dead. He's like, well, we didn't fucking do it. If we stay here, they'll think we did it. Fucking leave her ass. And then Ralphie runs out, which hell yeah.
I believe you now. I don't know what the fuck has happened, but it did. Let's just get the hell out of here.
Again, hero point to Ralphie. I like that. That's awesome.
Get the hell out of here.
But before they can even try to escape with her, her body disappears. It vanishes, perhaps into the game, like Jumanji. And now to stop Arcade, they realize, just like with Jumanji, in order to stop the game, they're gonna have to play the game. Or they're just gonna go talk to the programmer of the game first. So they're like, yeah, fuck it, let's go to the programmer instead. So the first stop on their new quest, they go to find the creators and the programmers. That Chris Hansen talking dude who looks like Tom Hanks a little bit from the beginning of the movie. They're gonna go look for that guy.
If Difford's not out here in 1 minute, I'm calling the news and informing them that your fucking game is whispering in our ears and telling us to commit suicide.
And Nick, he rolls really high on his intimidation here. I like that. Hell yeah. He almost had to pull out his Red Ryder BB gun on this sucker.
I'm talking public relations nightmare here, pal. Virgin sacrifices, Satanism.
But yeah, he did. He was pretty cool right here. I got to give him props. Props to my boy Ralph. And after a little bit of deception and intimidation, they make it further down the line and they end up getting introduced to the programmer of this game.
No! God! Shit!
So Albert is the name of this dude, and he tells them that in order to get through the levels, you have to find the doors, the doorway, and then there's a key. You got to grab a key and go through all that. And then the keys will lead you to Arcade's heart or brain or something like that. And then that would allow you to get back into the real world. So at least now they know how to get through the game. However, he says nobody's ever been able to do that. So there we go. And then the programmer, he lays out the game, the map, the schematics, all that stuff. And then he informs them that there is no way to defeat the Screamer in level 1. So that's not fair. There's a boss in level 1 you can't even beat. He's like, you just got to run and find the door and get through the door before the Screamer gets you.
And if you can't find the doorway, bam, you know?
And then with each level you get through, you have less and less time to get through each stage. So you got to be quick, you got to be smart, you got to be fast on your feet, and you got to avoid the screamer. And then he's like, but honestly, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even play the fucking game. So I just would not play it. The best strategy is to not play the game. But then they're like, it's too late. We got to save Greg.
You want my best advice? Don't play this game. Stay clear of it, period.
And then before they go, he gives them a parting gift. He gives them the map and says,
If things get too intense, you can always push the escape button and you're out of the game.
and then he warns them that this is only a program. It's not real, even though it appears to be alive. And remember, you can always hit the escape button. To which he then says, unless the escape button doesn't work.
We got ourselves a pretty big glitch, don't we?
Thanks, guy. And back at Dante's Inferno, they're like, we gotta play the real deal, the OG, if we want to save Greg, not some shitty at-home version. So Ralphie, he gets inside, he puts on the gloves, gets ready, hits some buttons, and does some cool shit, and then nothing. They're like, well, what the fuck? Why doesn't it work? And it's because they didn't put a coin in. You gotta put a coin in. You don't have the different guy giving you free games. You better have a quarter on you. Because the game is a greedy asshole. Not only does it want your soul, it wants your money as well. You gotta put a coin in it. It requires money because it's an arcade game. You got a quarter? Hey, Ralphie, brother, can you spare a quarter? So they put in a quarter, and now they are playing two-player mode. We got Alex and Ralphie. Let's do this. And hopefully something good happens, because this movie's been so fucking boring. It's like such a cool idea and a fun idea. It should be fun, but it's just so boring. So hopefully this movie will, from here on out, kick ass. And they enter the game. However, there's no schematics. They brought the map. They brought the schematics. It's gone. Why isn't it in the game? And they're like, because you can't bring it into the game. However, Alex pulls back her shirt, shows her titties. No, she doesn't. She pulls back her shirt, and on her arm, she wrote the schematics. It's not the schematics at all. They say it's the schematics. She just wrote the name of each level. So how is that going to help you? I don't know. But apparently this is their map and schematics. But whatever, I don't care. At least we're moving now. So thank Palor that things are moving. So get on your skateboards and get down the hallway, because it's time to roll. We got to get there before the screamer gets here. And the screamer really just sounds like it's some guy chasing you, and when he gets close, he like whips his dick out and shakes it. I don't know why that's how I picture the screamer being, but just a yellow light is so lame. It's so dumb. So here we go, back on the skateboards, down the corridor for like the 1000th time today, and then thank Palor, they find the first doorway in the key. So hell yeah. This looks low budget and shitty, and I love it. I absolutely love this. That's fun. But bad news, though. Our boy Ralphie, he took a swipe from the screamer on the way in.
Holy shit.
Which is pretty awesome. If I'm about to die, that's what I'm gonna do. Give me something to fondle like a nutsack. And Alex tries to save this guy. That might be Greg. I don't know if that's Greg. I could go back and check. I don't want to. I think it's Greg, who's like falling and drowning and dying right here. And she can't save him. He falls down. She can't save him. However, good news though, the key floats. So at least she gets the key. So hell yeah. And then Alex, she sees a vision of her mother right here. And I'll just be honest, it's supposed to be like an emotional part, an emotional moment.
Alex, baby, Mom.
The acting is just, it's not that great right here. It did nothing for me right here. And then this skeleton bat monster thing flies down and kills Ralphie. So now we're down to a solo journey, solo adventure. Rest in peace, Ralphie, he's dead. Or so it seems, because back in the real world, at that exact same moment, Albert the programmer, he had pulled Ralphie out of the game as he was dying. Didn't know that was possible, didn't know you could do that. So hell yeah, hero point to Albert, that was fucking awesome. He's like, yes, I was manually able to pull you out of the game, but now it knows, and we can never do that again. That's pretty much what he says. And he also tells Ralph, he's like, there's no way to get Alex out of the game. The only way she can escape is if she makes it to the end of the game. So cross your fingers and pray to Pelor that she can do it. I'll be honest, I hate this part. It's probably the most classic D&D part of this entire movie, but it's that stupid riddle where it's like one of us tells the truth and one of us lies. I don't know if I love it or hate it. I don't know.
You may ask one of us a question. One tells the truth, the other lies.
And for some reason, Seth Green is in the game right here. I thought Seth Green didn't play the game. I thought he said he couldn't play. So I don't know. At some point, apparently, he played and died. But yeah, we have Seth Green and Laurie here doing the one of us lies, one of us tells the truth. And with some quick wit and a bit of sass, Alex, she continues on to the next stage. Ooh, a little sassy girl. All right, all right.
So you didn't come from the city on the left, which means the city on the left is a city of truth. Too late.
Seth Green is like, one of us tells the truth, one of us lies. One of us spends a lot of money on NFTs that are worth nothing. All right, moving on. Why does she say this? Like, this is not very nice. The last time you saw her, she died, and then she was sucked into the game, and then you kind of say this to her? That's like, I just don't get why she says it.
What happened to you? Lost, Alex. I won't.
It's not very nice. That's mean. And now we see that a new player has entered the game somehow, I guess. I don't know. And then it's just like a 10-year-old kid, and Alex quickly saves him and earns herself an extra life. Like, I don't know why this just happens right here. We don't know the kid. We don't know who this is, but she just saves this kid extra life, and now it's these two to the end. So, okay, on to the next stage. And I just want to say, like, I know this was like the early mid-90s, and it's like early CGI and stuff, but every level, every stage, every background, it's like the most fucking boring shit to look at. There's like nothing cool in any of these places they go to. There's never anything interesting happening. Like the flying skeletal bat thing was like, that was all right. That's kind of cool. But like, everything else in this game is lame and boring. Like, even if this game was real, you wouldn't even be playing it. It's such a boring fucking game. No one would even be playing this if it was real. So now we have Alex and this boy who I'm gonna call Falcon, because to me, he reminds me of that boy who they thought was trapped in that weather balloon, and they were like chasing it around trying to get him before he fell out of it, and then he was just asleep in the garage the whole time. Yeah, we're going to call this kid Falcon. And now we prepare for level 5. And Alex and Falcon, they turn into these, like, ship thingies, I guess, for the Sky Cycle chase. So I guess they turn into Sky Cycle vehicles. And it's really not that cool, to be honest. And they're racing around getting chased by these winged skull things, these winged skull ships. And apparently this must have been the scene where... if that legal action stuff was true, then that's where they had to change everything because it looked too much like Tron, which I could see it. This is kind of just like a shitty Tron ripoff, I guess. Either way, it's not interesting. It's just dumb and boring. But alrighty, and they race towards the last key. And okay, I guess they made it. Onwards to level 6. And now Alex, she's surrounded by these shitty robot things that don't move. And Alex is pissed, and she angrily yells out for arcade.
Damn it, where are you?
And I hate this part. I really, really hate this part. It's just an obvious... I don't know if it's like a nod or like a rip-off to Freddy Krueger, but clearly it's inspired by Freddy Krueger, and I hate this.
Right here, bitch.
I never find it funny when they have kids cuss, when it doesn't add anything to it. It's just so dumb. I really don't like this part.
Congratulations, Alex. You almost made it to the final level.
Holy shit, you're telling me Falcon, he was arcade this entire time? The entire 3 minutes he's been in this movie? Like, is that supposed to be a reveal or a twist? We don't know him. We don't know this kid. It made more sense that he would be arcade than he wouldn't be because he just joins the game out of nowhere. And then we learn that You know what, fuck it. I'm just going to read this from the Wikipedia right here, then try to piece it all together from this movie because it's so fucking boring, but here we go. Arcade was once a little boy who was beaten to death by his mother, and the computer company felt it would be a good idea to use some of the boy's brain cells to make the game's villain more realistic. Instead, it made the game deadly. The game's programmer knew there would be a problem with this kid and tried to convince the computer company Vertigo/Tronix to halt the game's release. So there we go. Why they need the... okay. I get... Alright, whatever. Moving on. Arcade then blasts her with lightning. Taste my lightning, fucker! Blasts her with lightning. And then she wakes up 3 times. And everything is now A-okay and back to normal in the real world. Oh, shit. Oh, what? She's still alive? This isn't real. Wake up, Alex. Alex, wake up. Wake up, Alex. Alex, wake up. Please wake up. I'm going to be honest. I actually really liked this part of the movie. I thought this part was creepy. It was good. It was well done. And I actually really thought it was a good scene.
Oh, you're still feeling feverish. Why don't you run upstairs and crawl back into bed? And I'll make you a nice breakfast.
So Alex comes downstairs and doesn't realize yet that she is reliving the day that her mother committed suicide. Horrible. Awesome. What a chaotic, sadistic DM.
I had the worst nightmare. Oh. It was awful, Mom.
However, she doesn't realize it yet. She's holding her mom. She's like, Mom, I'm glad you're okay. I dreamt you were dead. And she says,
Sweetheart, I am dead.
What?
I am dead. And then she pulls out the gun and commits suicide in front of her. Fucking brutal. So brutal.
I am dead. Watch.
And then to make things even worse, her mother wasn't actually fully dead and takes the gun, puts it to Alex's head, pulls the trigger, and then we hear Arcade saying, like, you let everyone down. You fucking lost.
And you failed.
You failed. You let everyone down. Greg is dead because of you. Just fucking brutal taunting. But wait, there's more. Alex has that free life that she got from saving Arcade. Why would Arcade put that in the game? So Arcade is like, hey, I'm going to put myself in the game. If you save me, you get an extra life. It makes no sense, but okay. And then I guess it looks like this fucking squid thing. I don't even know what it is, but here we go. When she first popped up holding it, I was so fucking confused. I thought it was like that shrunken head thing in Harry Potter. I was like, what the fuck is this thing? She then throws the free life, I guess, at Arcade. I don't know. And then defeats him and frees all of her friends. So like, oh, okay, wow. What a fucking awesome ending. Flannels in the back, baby. What, did half the group forget it was Flannel Day? Hey, don't forget it's Flannel Friday. Don't forget your flannels. And then when Alex makes it home, she thinks she's safe. She thinks everything is done. However, she finds Arcade waiting for her on her doorstep.
You can't just turn me off, Alex. I'm everywhere now.
But not the person Arcade, thank God, not Falcon. No, it's just a shoebox with the arcade game in it. She's like, I'm not gonna fucking play this shit. Oh, wait. Arcade the person is there too. What? And then once again, we get this.
Right here.
Bitch.
Lame, dumb, and there we are. The deadly virtual reality game called Arcade that blends virtual reality with reality. And it's not very fun. I really wanted to like this. I did. The idea was fun. A lot of cool, fun ideas. Had an interesting cast as well. Good writers. It was just unfortunately boring and not very interesting. There were a couple good scenes that I really liked, but overall, it was just like, it was kind of a drag to get through. And we just saw the same shitty skateboard corridor game, which wasn't fun to watch. It just was not a very good movie, to be honest. The effects were kind of lame. Even though it was like supposed to be like new and CGI, the effects were kind of lame. All the creatures and settings weren't very fun. It was just like a letdown in every possible way. And that's kind of sad, kind of bums me out, because we had a lot of great ones so far. Like Stay Tuned was awesome, Tammy and the T-Rex was great, Master Dragon, whatever that was at least a fun watch. This one was kind of a letdown, which I get. You got to go up and up and up and up. You can't keep going up forever. You got to eventually come back down, just like my stock portfolio, and pray to Pelor that it'll go back up again. So we'll see what next week will bring. And if you survive this cinematic, chaotic adventure, please roll a natural 20 with us and like the video and comment. And if you want to join the adventurers crew, don't forget to subscribe as well. Thank you. And if you've seen this movie before, please let us know what your most memorable favorite part of it was. If you liked it and enjoyed it, or if you thought it was boring as well, leave a comment for us, please. And I will see you next week on the next quest, where we review another adventure in Everything Is D&D. Unless the fornicator wants to man up and play some real D&D. All right.